Ugh, ads are such poop. Subscribe to Acast Plus now to skip ads and more for just $1 a month. Click the link in our show notes to learn how. And hey, we're on Patreon too. Your support helps cover the cost of running a podcast. For $2 a month, you can get early access to all our episodes ad-free, plus bonus episodes exclusive to Patreon subscribers only. Visit patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse to sign up now.
Today Tix is your one-stop shop for theater tickets with the best prices on tickets to Broadway and beyond. Today Tix has Broadway tickets up to 40% off, which makes it easier than ever to see that show you've always wanted to see, or discover something you'll love just as much. Book your tickets in advance or even day of if you're feeling spontaneous. Visit todaytix.com/comedytix or download the Today Tix app today and get $20 off your first purchase with code COMEDYTIX.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
Hi, I'm Christopher Kimball, host of Milk Street Radio. If you'd like to change the way you cook and also think about food, please check out the Milk Street podcast. We travel around the world to find pizza in Tokyo, Egyptian food in Berlin, and Bhutanese farmers in Vermont. We speak to Jamie Oliver, Rachel Ray, Al Roker, Ina Garten, as well as Michael Twitty, Marcus Samuelson, and Alice Waters. And we'll introduce you to recipes that will change the way you cook, from bright pink Tottenham cake to Afghan dumplings to shoyu sugar steak, and that one is direct from Hawaii. It's a whole new world of food right here on Milk Street Radio. Please check us out on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you find your podcasts, or go to 177milkstreet.com.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.
Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember what happened like a week ago?
Well, I had to look it up.
Yeah,
Because it
so
has
did
been some time, and we've had a few things happen between now and then, like moving to a new place.
Across the city.
Fuck.
Anyway,
so yeah, the genocide got canceled.
Canceled the genocide.
Yeah,
Got
that's good. That's good. And then apparently everybody was so scared of the Jewish people that they started converting to Judaism.
Right. Actually, I thought I would read the last couple sentences of chapter 8 before we head into chapter 9.
Sure.
Okay. And the city of Susa held a joyous celebration. For the Jews, it was a time of happiness and joy, gladness and honor. In every province and in every city to which the edict of the king came, the edict being cancel the genocide.
Yeah.
And also the Jews could defend themselves and kill anybody who comes in their
Hell
way.
Yeah. Right.
There was joy and gladness among the Jews, with feasting and celebrating. And many people of other nationalities became Jews because fear of the Jews had seized them.
Yeah.
Fair
fear.
enough.
I mean, that's a good reason to become religious, is fear.
I know. I always convert to a new religion when I'm scared of the old one.
Definitely. Yeah. The fear always helps.
Yes, fear.
For sure.
Fear that God.
Right. All right. So that was Esther chapter 8.
Sure as fuck was.
From forever ago.
Yes.
And today we're going to be reading
Esther chapter 9.
Let's go do this.
Okie dokie. Okay, Esther chapter 9.
Okay.
On the 13th day of the 12th month, the month of Adar,
Okay.
the edict commanded by the king was to be carried out.
Wait, but that got canceled, right?
Well, yeah, but
some of those horsemen didn't make it, huh?
yeah, you can't, it's not a Facebook post. You can't just take it back and hope nobody
right.
saw it
They're
or
like,
hope that
but I got all
everybody-
these weapons and all these people. We were
Some-
ready to kill everybody.
Some people are still going to be murdery.
Mm.
And that's why the Jews were given an edict that they're allowed to defend themselves and go murdery.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
On this day, the enemies of the Jews had hoped to overpower them, but now the tables were turned.
Yeah, they were.
And the Jews got the upper hand over those who hated them.
I
Yeah,
don't
they
know
did.
how. Okay. Having the ability to fight back does not necessarily give you the upper hand.
Well, okay, I'm going to say that probably what happened is some people got the message and were like, you know what, I'm going to sit out. And I think some people were probably like, I'm not sure about all this back and forth and what? So I'm going to sit out.
Okay.
And I think only the meanest ones were probably like, no, I like murder, so I'm still going to go murder because I got permission. And I think all the Jews got the message.
Well, I would say based on Haman, there must have been some resentfulness towards Jewish people in that
and
time.
I would think that Jewish people likewise had a little bit of resentment themselves.
More than likely.
Being on the bottom sucks.
Right, right.
And being pressed upon people sucks.
Right.
So
right.
I'm sure they were like, rise up, hell to the yeah.
Sure.
And whatever they may have lacked in number and skill, they sure as fuck did not lack in eagerness to strike back.
Well, and don't forget, this is the Bible, so obviously they have God on their side.
Well, duh. The Jews assembled. Jews assemble! In their cities, in all the provinces of King Xerxes, to attack those determined to destroy them.
Wait, they aren't any, this isn't even defense. They're like, we're going to attack them.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were given permission.
All right.
The king was like, go nuts, man.
I
Have
guess,
at.
I guess.
Yeah. No one could stand against them because the people of all the other nationalities were fucking afraid of them. Well, they should be.
Yeah.
And all the nobles of the provinces, the satraps, the governors, and the king's administrators helped the Jews because fear of Mordecai had seized them. Because Mordecai's a friend of the king now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mordecai was prominent in the palace. His reputation spread throughout the provinces quickly, like over fucking night.
Apparently,
is what it sounds
yeah.
like. And he became more and more powerful because he was raised up in position.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he took Haman's place. He took Haman's estate, remember? And he took his position of power.
Right. Plus, he saved the king, and the king's like, you saved me, so thanks, man.
Yep. Jews are awesome.
Yeah.
Is what he's saying now.
I guess.
King kind of sways with the wind, it sounds
King
like.
doesn't give a fuck.
No.
He's like, whatever, you saved me, now I'm on your side, so whatever.
Yep. The Jews struck down all their enemies with the sword, killing and destroying them, and they did what they pleased to those who hated them.
Wow, that sounds not godly like.
That
or
sounds like
nice in any way whatsoever.
Eager to shed blood?
Right.
Doesn't sound godly. That
and
sounds mean.
what they like sounds a little bit more nefarious even than that.
Yeah.
So.
Like, I'm not down for like this whole like cruel retribution
Right.
thing.
Yeah, no, this is not okay.
Yeah. In the citadel of Susa, the Jews killed and destroyed 500 men. They also killed Parshandatha, Dalphon, Aspatha, Poratha, Adaliah, Aradatha, Parmashta, Arasai, Aradai, and Vaisatha, the 10 sons of Haman, son of Hemandatha,
I see.
the enemy
So
of the Jews.
They specifically took vengeance on Haman's family.
Yeah, Haman's already
That's
dead, so
kinda
they're
shitty,
like, and I'm
actually.
gonna kill you too.
Like, obviously, they got the note. They were there. Like, they were in that
Yeah.
area where the king was like, no, don't kill the Jews, right?
Yeah.
So the Jews were like, but we're allowed to kill you now. So they were just taking vengeance.
Yes, I am going to go out on a limb here and defend the action to kill these sons because, and it pains me to say this, but given these times, those sons would surely have grown up to come after them.
I suppose you could look at it that way, but it's not. This is not a godly act.
No,
This is not a.
it's not
mercy. This is
No,
not.
it's
This
not.
is pure and simple spite and retribution.
Yes, it is. I totally agree with you. I
and
mean,
hate.
Yes. I'm not at all trying to say it was the right move. I am trying to say it was the practical move because those sons definitely would have grown up saying, you killed my father, prepare to die.
I get your point, but we're reading the Bible.
Yeah.
And the Bible is supposed to have messages of what God wants and what God stands for.
Apparently not. God is a jealous God. They tell you this all the time. God is a dick. God is a son of a bitch. God is a rat bastard full of anger and fear mongering, and this goes to that
Do you remember
point.
we watched Supernatural?
We did.
And the other night when we were watching
yeah.
Dean was like, God's a dick.
Yeah, and I'm like,
I need to get that on the fucking clip. You need to get that clip.
Yeah. So anyway, but they did not lay their hands on the plunder. So see, they were just out for blood. They were not out for like...
That doesn't make it better.
Looting.
It doesn't make it better.
That's what I'm saying. They were just out for blood.
Right.
The number of those killed in the citadel of Susa was reported to the king that same day. The king said to Queen Esther, the Jews have killed and destroyed 500 men and the 10 sons of Haman in the citadel of Susa. What have they done in the rest of the king's provinces? Now, what is your petition? It will be given you. What is your request? It will also be granted.
It almost sounds like he's reeling at the power of the Jewish people at this point.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I did not
I set loose a fucking monster here.
He's like, hurry, what is it that you wanted? And you can have it.
Right, but
don't
could you
kill me.
please stop killing all the people in my kingdom?
And also don't kill me.
Right.
Right? If it pleases the king, Esther answered, give the Jews in Susa permission to carry out this day's edict tomorrow also.
Oh.
And let Haman's 10 sons, be impaled on poles.
Oh my God.
Right?
This is disgusting.
It really is.
I mean, it's I don't know.
It's totally biblical, man.
Right. I mean, I would expect this from God.
Yeah.
But like, this is just God's people just rampaging, basically.
Yep. So the king commanded that this be done because I bet he did.
Right.
An edict was issued in Susa, and they impaled the 10 sons of Haman, who were already dead, I will remind you.
Right. Yeah.
The Jews in Susa came together on the 14th day of the month of Adar, and they put to death in Susa 300 men.
Good God.
But they did not lay their hands on the plunder.
So wow, that makes it all okay.
But
apparently.
They were making it known clearly what they were after. And it was not opportunistic, and it was not to loot, and it was not to take over. It was specifically to show, hey, we're just trying to fucking live over here.
No, but I mean, okay. All right. More not Mordecai. Haman, right? Mm-hmm. He's advocating to kill the Jewish people. Mm-hmm. Maybe for good reason. Given the opportunity, they did the exact same thing to him and his family.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm not condoning either act, okay? No. But
maybe all of those people all sucked, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like in the Am I the Asshole? What is the one where they say you're all assholes here?
Look, if somebody was trying to plan to kill me and then they didn't and then they ended up dead, I'm not going to go kill their fucking family. I'm not going to plan to kill 500, 800 people.
No, you're just going to be like, that worked out well.
Yeah, right?
Cool.
I mean, I don't know the exact circumstances, but this seems a little much.
It is a lot much.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so next little section here.
Okay.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Anyways, the remainder of the Jews who were in the king's provinces also assembled to protect themselves and get relief from their enemies. Mm-hmm. They killed 75,000 of them, but did not lay their hands on the plunder.
Wait. Did you just say 75,000?
I sure as fuck did.
So with 3 zeros. 75 and then 3 zeros?
Well, what it says here is the words 75 and then 1,000.
Oh, yeah. But so 75 fucking thousand people.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like a population.
Right?
Yeah. This happened on the 13th day of the month of Adar, and on the 14th they rested and made it a day of feasting and joy.
Oh, yeah, as you would after you kill 75,000 fucking people. What?
Do you think they washed the blood off of their hands before they ate?
Probably, because they'd probably be unclean otherwise or some bullshit.
I doubt it. I think that they reveled in the blood. Licking the
goddamn swords.
Mm-hmm. The Jews in Susa, however, had assembled on the 13th and 14th, and then on the 15th, they rested and made it a day of feasting and joy.
boy.
That is why rural Jews, those living in villages, observe the 14th of the month of Adar as a day of joy and feasting, a day for giving presents to each other.
Yeah.
Well, yay! We just killed people. Let's exchange gifts. Merry Death Day.
I'm very curious if this holiday is still celebrated.
It is. It's called Purim.
Oh my God.
It's much like
Oh.
No, I was going to say something, but I take it back. It's a day that they celebrate their freedom, that they were allowed to fight back. They were literally given permission to defend themselves and fight back.
All right. 75,000 fucking people died.
That was just in the one city. What? You look appalled. What?
I am appalled.
I am as well.
I mean, like, the entire religion is based around celebrating how many people they killed.
Well, no, the religion, the celebration was not about killing people.
I understand.
That happened, yes.
But look, their other freedom, right, was Passover, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they marked their places, so then God killed all the fucking firstborn of Egypt.
Yeah.
Yay, let's celebrate all the goddamn firstborn of Egypt dying. Ooh, hey, we won our freedom. We killed 75,000 people. Presents for everybody. It's fucking sick.
It is. But that is what happened, but that's not what they're celebrating.
Okay. All right.
It's nuanced.
Yeah, it's nuanced.
Okay? I'm just saying.
Okay.
Mordecai recorded these events, and he sent letters to all the Jews throughout the provinces of King Xerxes, near and far, to have them celebrate annually the 14th and 15th days of the month of Adar as the time when the Jews got relief from their enemies, and as the month when their sorrow was turned into joy and their mourning into a day of celebration. He wrote them to observe the days as days of feasting and joy and giving presents of food to one another and gifts to the poor. So the Jews agreed to continue the celebration they had begun, doing what Mordecai had written to them. For Haman, son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the enemy of all the Jews, had plotted against the Jews to destroy them and had cast the pur, that is, the lot, for their ruin and destruction. But when the plot came to the king's attention, he issued written orders that the evil scheme Haman had devised against the Jews should come back onto his own head.
Not true.
And that he and his son should be impaled on poles.
No, he actually condoned it when it came to his attention. He said, go for it, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it took Esther 2 feasts and bringing up, and the king finding out that Mordecai saved his life from an assassination.
Mm-hmm.
It took all that to save the Jewish people from this so-called, this destruction that was going to happen to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just switches sides and said, hey, you guys go destroy everybody else that was going to destroy you now. He didn't give a fuck. He just likes people destroying each other, apparently.
Well, no, he didn't say you all have permission to destroy them back. What he said was, I can't take back the previous order. It's already been given. But what I can do is create a new order that says you're allowed to defend yourself and to murder any who come at you.
But this wasn't defense.
No, it wasn't.
This was not. There was no words of a battle forming against them. They went out and killed people.
Yes, I totally agree with you.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make sure that the exact words are taken into account.
Sure.
And that, I want to be pissed at the right things.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
I'm not trying to nitpick, and I'm not trying to defend the Bible. I just want to be, there's enough to be mad about without making, mixed up stories and stuff.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
Because of everything written in this letter, and because of what they had seen and what had happened to them, the Jews took it on themselves to establish the custom that they and their descendants and all who join them should without fail observe these 2 days every year in the way prescribed and at the time appointed. These days should be remembered and observed in every generation by every family and in every province and in every city. And these days of Purim,
holiday, right?
Mm-hmm,
yeah,
should never fail to be celebrated by the Jews, nor should the memory of these days die out among their descendants. So Queen Esther, daughter of Abihail, along with Mordecai the Jew, wrote with full authority to confirm this second letter concerning Purim. And Mordecai sent letters to all the Jews in the 127 provinces of Xerxes' kingdom, words of goodwill and assurance to establish these days of Purim at their designated times, as Mordecai the Jew and Queen Esther had decreed for them, and as they had established for themselves and their descendants in regard to their times of fasting and lamentation. Esther's decree confirmed these regulations about Purim, and it was written down in the records. The end.
Got it.
So now it's a law.
Right. But it's funny to me, like, as much as I was bitching about the killing and everything else, this is, based on other research that we did, this is based on a fictional story. So it's really weird. Like, somebody just wrote a story about this, and then they
to
explain
the holiday. Yeah.
To explain the holiday.
Yes.
That's just weird.
Yeah. After we finish the next chapter tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we do our wrap up, we will talk more about the holiday.
Okay.
Because, yes, that is what this story was for.
Got it. All right. Well, that was Esther chapter 9.
Sure as fuck was.
And tomorrow we will be back with
Esther chapter 10.
We'll see you guys then.
Yep. Bye.
Hey, wife. I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Today Tix is your one-stop shop for theater tickets with the best prices on tickets to Broadway and beyond. Today Tix has Broadway tickets up to 40% off, which makes it easier than ever to see that show you've always wanted to see, or discover something you'll love just as much. Book your tickets in advance or even day of if you're feeling spontaneous. Visit todaytix.com/comedytix or download the Today Tix app today and get $20 off your first purchase with code COMEDYTIX.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
Hi, I'm Christopher Kimball, host of Milk Street Radio. If you'd like to change the way you cook and also think about food, please check out the Milk Street podcast. We travel around the world to find pizza in Tokyo, Egyptian food in Berlin, and Bhutanese farmers in Vermont. We speak to Jamie Oliver, Rachel Ray, Al Roker, Ina Garten, as well as Michael Twitty, Marcus Samuelson, and Alice Waters. And we'll introduce you to recipes that will change the way you cook, from bright pink Tottenham cake to Afghan dumplings to shoyu sugar steak, and that one is direct from Hawaii. It's a whole new world of food right here on Milk Street Radio. Please check us out on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you find your podcasts, or go to 177milkstreet.com.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.